Hi guys, today I want to make a snowflake with you guys, and I already did this one, but I put a 2mm round Swarovski AB in there, and I noticed that the edges of the 2mm are very sharp, and when I try to pull the thread through, it just kind of breaks the fire line. So I'm going to do this, but I'm going to use silver seed beads 11O instead, and that should work. You can also say, well, I like the snowflake, but I'd rather make a star of it, so I will show you along the way what to do if you want to make that star with the frosted edges. And this little baby, well, actually it's a big baby, this one is going to be a PDF file for the fundraiser project. So I have two fundraiser projects I still need to finish up, but this one will be only $2, and it will be in my Etsy store as soon as I'm done with that. And I don't know when you're gonna watch this video, but I hope if you do that the link will already be there, but not for a while. I also just finished these ones because people have been asking me for the PDF file. So I worked on this last night, and this is all done. I just need to finish up the PDF file. What else is new? Oh yeah, remember that beautiful blue necklace that I made? Well, this is the ring version of it. That beautiful necklace that is accepted by Beaten Button, but I don't know when it will, in which category it will fall yet, and what the issue will be. That it will be out in. So I don't know that yet. If there's anything else? Nope, nothing else. No. Well, let's get started then. Let me zoom you in a little bit more. We're gonna use some Fireline. I have the Fireline from Berkeley's. This is Fisher's Fireline. It's much cheaper than the bead Fireline from Beadsmith. So I'm using this. If you have a fishing store in the neighborhood, you just walk in there and ask if they got some. This is the 0.13 millimeters, and it's a little thinner than the 0.06, but I like it. We're gonna start with the arm span and a half, so that's span your arms wide, and then grab that thread where you left off, and then just kind of pull it to your shoulder, and then you got the right size. Cut that off. Now I'm using wax, and I started using wax a while ago. I really love it, so I'm going to continue to do that. What's the use of the wax, you might wonder, because, you know, I wondered in the beginning too. Put my fingers on there, and then I just gotta warm that wax up and just put it in the thread. The use of the wax is that my threads don't damage so much, and it's way easier to slide that thread through the bead. It goes way smoother, and yeah, I like that. And even when you have to pull a project apart, then it's still easier to do when your thread is waxed. So, what do we need for this project? Well, of course we need superduos. And I'm sorry, but I have really been on a pearl strike, and maybe some of you don't mind, but I'm trying to get off it, but everything that I want to design has, you know, starts with pearls. Sometimes you're just on that streak. You need 4 rounds of 10 superduos, so that's, you can count that off actually. 6, 8, 10. The next round is 20, so that's 2 times 10. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 14, 16, 18, 20, and then the last round is 10 again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you can actually put that aside. You also need some 11O seed beads. Now sometimes I wonder how the hell a ruler gets in there, but it does. Or black thread for that matter. Okay, need some seed beads, size 11O. I got a Celine color here. It's a creamy one, so it's not really the white one. You will need some matte whites, also 11Os. You will need some 11O seed beads silver lined. And you need size 15-0 white ones, and I suggest you don't take matte ones, but you take something that's a little shiny that will go to the side, because then you got something that's shiny opposed to the matte that's on the top of here, so you get a nice contrast. Okay, now we're going to start off with raw. Actually, we're going to put this pearl into a raw setting, and for that we're going to pick up the thread, put one needle on one side and put one needle on the other side. But we're only going to use a quarter on this side, so the first row is going to go here because this is the end tail. And we're going to work a little bit with the end tail, but we want to use the main tail for going around the pearl. So we're going to pick up 4 first with one thread. I got 4. Let me zoom that in a little bit more. I'm going to pull that all the way to the end. Well, almost all the way to the end. I got, see, this is where my needle is, so I got it pretty close to where the end is, and I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to go through there, all those 4 again, pull that through, and I'm going to pick up that first one that I went into to make that raw pattern. So now this is really short and this thread is really long, but that's the way it's going to be. Some people do like one needle raw, but I'm not a big fan of it because the first row already looks like a mess when you do that, and it might sort everything out, so you could try. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to pick up a seed bead on the right and a seed bead on the left. I'm going to pull that down a little bit, and we're going to pick up another one on the right, or if you're left-handed, on the left, and you're just going to hold that and go in there with your needle. So you're crossing your threads in that needle. And now one is really short, so you're going to pull that through, and the other one is a really long way before you get to pull that through. And that's our second row right there. See, you got 2 of them done. So doing that again, one right, one left, pull that down a little bit, put on another one on the right side, pull that on the needle in there, and just pull that through. Like that. Now we got 3. And you need to do this a total of 9 times. So this is 3. So you need to do that 6 more times, and then we're going to close it up. Okay? I suggest you pause me now until you get that. Okay, I got 9 here, and what I always do is I double count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's correct. Just make sure you do that before you make mistakes. Now we're going to pick up one left and one right again. And the right one goes into the end over here. And hold that. And the left one goes into that same bead. But just don't go in there on that side. And now just pull your threads. Put your finger on there, pull your threads tight. Okay, and we're picking up the end tail. So that's the short thread. And we're going around in these 4, coming out here, we're going around in these 4 2 times, okay? So just to make sure that that thread is really tight. Going around in the middle one, to the side, and in the middle one. Going to do that again. I just want to make sure that that's really tight, and you might feel that after one time it's already tight, but I'm going to do it 2 times anyway. Sticking in my finger while I'm at it, just trying to hold my thread tight. Okay. I'm going to put that down for a second. I'm going to pick up my long thread, the one that we'll be working with, and I'm also going to go around there 2 times. And if you can't do it 2 times, just do it 1 time. But just go around, because I'm using thin thread, and if you use something thicker, it might be hard to go through there 2 times. So, going through. And I'm sorry I'm using white, but you know, what else can you do? They're snowflakes. Next thing I do is I'm going to pick it in between my fingers and I'm going to flatten it out like that. I'm going to pick up a 15-0 and I'm going to go into the right side. And I'm just going to do the whole right side with 15-0s in between. So you will need 10 15-0s in between. And what I do is I kind of roll it around in between my fingers to get to the next one. So I know I'm not going in any direction by accident crossing to the other side, because it might happen. So I'm going into that right side again. Rolling it in between my fingers. So that's 3, and you need a total of 10. And that's 3. Rolling it. 4. Rolling it. 5. Roll. 6. Roll. 7. Roll. 8. Roll. 9. Roll. And this should be 10. And that's correct. I got 10 here. And now I'm going to go around through the 15 O's and the 11 O's one more time. I'm doing that on the side, making sure I got all of them. And when you need to know where you wind up, that would be where the thread is on the other side. So that's on the opposite side, is then you have gone all the way around. Okay, I've gone all the way around, and I'm going to push through into the one. Okay, I came out of here, and I started in here, and that was my first bead was after that one. So I'm going to push through, and I'm going to push through a little further into the 11-0. Pick up 2. So you can go in here or you can go in here, doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go around again. I'm going to pull that tight, and I'm going to go around in those 4 11-0s again. And I don't want to do that at the same spot as here because we already went through there so often. So I'm going to do 2 times around again to make sure that that bottom round is tied up really good. Or actually 1.5. I want to come out of that bottom round. And this is where I want to come out of, in this 11-0. Okay, now I'm going to get my pearl. I'm going to pick up the pearl, and I'm coming out of this bead right here. So the one across that bead is right over here. I'm going to go in the middle with my needle. I'm going to pick up that pearl. I'm going to go up the middle again, and just to make sure that I got that right, bead hole, you know. That's why I'm keeping it like that. I'm going in there, and it doesn't matter if you go into left to right or right to left, and I'm just going to pull that pearl in there. Now we're going to go back into that pearl. You got to go in from the other side, coming out of here. So going back into that pearl. Got to go up again to find that hole in the pearl. Down again. And you will find where that thread is attached, so it will automatically go there. Go in there again. Now one more time to the top, to the other side, in the bottom, and in that seed bead, and just kind of go around until you run out of thread. Make sure you got them all though. Because we're going to get rid of this end till now. But you got to make sure that that's in there tight enough, and it won't come out. So I think that works. Anything else, we'll just pull my thread off my tail. Cutting that off, and now putting that needle aside. We don't need that anymore. We're going to pick up our working thread. And first of all, we're going to find where that hole is. So, where's that hole? Oh, right here. So that hole is over here. I'm going to cross over and find that hole. And I'm gonna go in there, the middle one. I'm gonna go up, and we're gonna go to the other side. We're gonna go down in the other side. And now we're going to pick up underneath, back to the other side again. Gonna go in from the top, and we're gonna go pick up only the 11 ones. And I know it's hard to see when you're using 15 O's that are the same color, but I can't win them all. Should have used matte, would have been easier to see. I'm just gonna go up right now, and now we're really gonna start the real work, okay? So, we're gonna do our first round of superduos, and we're just basically gonna go from 11-0 to 11-0 with just a superduo. So you need 10, and we're gonna do this all the way around. Now we're going to do the last one, and we're going to push it through the superduo and the seed bead that's underneath it. Now we need to climb up, but I noticed that when I climb up that there's always extensive thread that I don't want. So we're going through the seed bead 11-0, and just to tighten everything up real good, we're going to go down, and we're going to go around in the 11-0s again 2 times. To make sure that everything is really, really tight before we turn around and go upwards. So, around again. And I did this project several times, and I always saw extensive thread, and when I did this, then everything was taken care of. Going now into the last one, I'm picking up my superduo and I'm going to make sure that that's really tight. Pull that tight, going into the superduo. And now I'm going to climb up. Going to turn that around because that works easier. Going in here, in the top hole. And I'm going to pick up 2 superduos. And make sure that you got the holes are both open, okay? Going into the next superduo. And I'm going to do that all the way around. We're going to just pick up 2, check your holes, and in there. 2, check the holes on the other side, and in there. And we're going to do this just all the way around. Last one. And to maintain that tightness again, push through the 2 first ones that you put on there. The first 2 that you put on there. Go into that superduo. Go down into the superduo and the 11-0. And now let's go around again in those 11-0s. It really needs to be tight. You don't want to see any thread, because when you do white stuff, the white thread stands out even more, even though you think it doesn't because it's white on white, but it's really bad. Might be a little hard. Can be done. Did it before. And if it's really hard, then you know it's going to be really tight. So go in through the 11-0s again. And it seems like it's sufficient. It's hard enough to get through there, so you can do it 2 times or you can do it 1 time, but I think 1 time is enough this time around, probably because I'm in the same holes as I was on the previous round. So I'm going back up, going back in the bottom hole of the superduo, going into the top hole of the superduo, and going into the 2 bottom holes of the next superduo. And now we're going to turn it around again. I'm going into the top hole. Now, next is 1 superduo. When it's the V shape, where you have the 2 on top of each other, so not the ones that are in between. Superduo for the ones that have the little V shape. Then we're going to pick up 1 seed bead size 11-0. I got Miyuki's here, always. Going in between there. And this replaces the 2mm Swarovski round bead, because I'm a little bit scared that everything will break. So, but you can try it, but just be careful when you pull through it, because we're going to go around a couple of times. Another superduo. Another silver seed bead. Or silver lined actually. Another superduo, and we're going to do this all the way around. So I suggest you pause me now until you've gone all the way around. Your last one should be an 11-0 seed bead. And just kind of go through 2 more superduos and the 11-0 seed bead. And just make sure that everything is pulled tight. And pick up 3 15-0s, and I got some white, some shiny white here. And pull through the top hole. Next I'm going to pick up 2 matte white, and I do 2 and not 3 because I want that extra pointy edge. Going back into the first matte white, pick up the next matte white, and I'm going to go into the second one. Going back into the superduo, and I'm going to pick up 3 15-0 white again, and I'm going into that silver 11-0 seed bead. Picking up another 3, I'm going into the superduo, and for this round I need seed beads 15-0 silver for my little frosty edge. So I'm picking up also 2, so I'm going to go back in the superduo, pick up 2. I'm going to pick up the first one of the 2 15-0s. I'm going to pick up another 15-0, and I'm going to go down in that seed bead and put my fingers on it so I can hold it tight. I'm going back into the superduo, and I'm going to go 3 white 15-0s down again, 3 white, back into the silver. I'm going to pick up another 3 of the 15-0s and into the top hole, and then we're going to do our 2 mattes again, going around into the first mat. Make sure you got that nice and tight and snug on top of that superduo, and just put your finger on there when you put the third one in. Put it in there, put your finger on there, into the top hole again, and then the next one you're going to do the 3 silver ones again. So down 3 with 15-0, and up 3 with 15-0, two silvers, 15-0, in there, top hole again, into the first one, pull it tight, get the next one on there, put it in there, and just hold it tight. That's the best way. Get that nice sharp edge. Back into the superduo, and just do this all the way around. I suggest you pause me now and just do that all the way around until you come out of your last 3 seed beads right here, and I'll show you how to add the little loop for your earring hook. Okay, last part of this one is how to add the loop. So we're going to go up through the 3 15-0s white, going into the superduo, turn it around, going up the 11-0 matte, into the 11-0 matte, and we're going to pick up 5 silver 15-0. I'm going to go around and go in through there about 3 or 4 times until you are absolutely sure that that thread that's in the loop won't break, because this is always the weakest point where you attach the clasp or the ear hooks. It's always the weakest point. If you got 6/6, if you got fire line 006, 3 times will be enough, but I got one that's a little thinner, so I think I'll just go do 4 times with this one. I'm gonna go down. Back into that superduo. Into the 3 seed beads. I want to make no mistakes at the end. 3 seed beads. Into the silver, and I'm working backwards, so I'm just going to turn it around for a second. Into the silver, and I'm just going to pick up the superduos to work my thread away. Just going to go around and get as far away as possible from that loop. There. Now it will curve a little bit, and you can pop it the other way around also if you want to. It depends on what side you like best. If you like the embellished side here with the pearl better than this side, you can just kind of pop it out and just make sure that your earrings are like this. But I like this side better, and I do like the way it kind of has the pearl in the bottom a little lower, so I think I like that curve. But you know, they're flexible earrings. You can do whatever you want with them. You can wear them whatever way you like. So I'm going to leave it like this. I think that's the prettiest, and now I'm going to show you how to do it if you want sides on, if you want frosty edges on here. So instead of doing 3, you're going to put 4 11/0s on your needle. You're going to go around again at that 5th one, and then you're going to go around again. You're going to do everything that I did with this, including the loop. And then you're going to go around again, attaching the 4th or the 1st and the 5th to the 3 seed beads. So you're just going to go around with your thread again, going into 1 and 2, skipping that one because that's the sharp edge you want, and then 3 and 4, and then 4 and 5, and then you're going to go around again. So you're going to go up 3, and in this case that would be a silver seed bead that's in between here. So you're going to go down in 3, silver seed bead, up in 3, into 1 and 2, skipping the middle one, down in 4 and 5, and going around again. And you're going to do that all the way around, so that when you're done, these silver seed bead and the white seed bead are attached to each other. And that's it. As soon as I'm done making the second one, I will be putting this up in the Etsy shop. People have been asking me to make PDF files, and I try to do that, but I'm so behind on that kind of stuff. So I want to make the second earring, make a PDF file, and as soon as that's done, it will go up in the Etsy shop. But these physical items will also be for sale on another Etsy shop, so you can find the links underneath the video when I'm done. And I'm not exactly sure when this will be up in my Etsy shop as a physical item, but yeah, I need to make that make that PDF file first. So guys, I hope you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!